Hey guys, it's Ken Fish, the Ozark Laser. Working today on a V-lock dozer blade attachment. We are hooking it to a Bobcat T650. We had Bobcat come out and install the 14-pin harness for our hydraulic selector switch. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the configuration for the cable we get from V-lock. Now down here below the hydraulic selector manifold, basically the configuration is just a solenoid located there, and the auxiliary flow rolls into the manifold typically. Let's just say A and B port, which is your tilt cylinder. By taking one of these DIN connectors and plugging it in, it will change what button on the Bobcat is going to actuate the lock out there, changing it from A-B port, which is your tilt cylinder there, down to say C-D port, which would be your blade angle cylinders here. So up in the cab, on this particular left side's rocker switch, that's your auxiliary. Either one, whichever you wanted to use, a right hand or left hand, is the rocker. And these little hydraulic cylinder up and down arrows, depending on which DIN connector is plugged into the hydraulic selector solenoid, that's going to be your button to actuate. So you'd press and hold those buttons, whichever one you choose, and you hold and then you do your rocker switch, and then it changes it from tilt to blade angle. Alright, up here in the cab on our control box, going into our valve offset menu, raise elevation will actuate the lift arm of the Bobcat. There she goes. Lower elevation will lower the lift arm of our skid steer. Then when we go into tilt raise, it will use the auxiliary hydraulic flow through that manifold and raise, and tilt lower, auxiliary flow through that manifold and it's lowering to the right. Our Danfoss valve is located under the cab in a nice safe spot out of the way. Here's our manual functions. As we were talking about, we're using the rocker switch. Either the right or left rocker will do your auxiliary flow to make that thing normally open without that hydraulic lockout being engaged or selector switch being engaged. It's just going to do tilt, which is going to be the function you're going to be going to the most, which it makes sense that they plumbed it that way. And then how I have mine set up is I chose the upper left-hand joystick. If you press and hold the cylinder up button while doing the rocker switch, that changes the flow over to the other port to do the blade angle. And see here, I'll press and hold the the left side joystick cylinder up button, and while pressing and holding it, we'll use either a right or left rocker switch in combination together. Now we have blade angle instead of blade tilt, and that continues to stay until you let go, and then that goes back to the default of blade tilt. Pretty cool.